You may be well prepared with all the supplies you think you need to ride Sandy out, but this storm could bring some serious health hazards. And for more on that, ABC's Dr. Richard Besser is here with what you need to know right now. Good morning, Dr. B.
Yeah.
So let's start by saying that just because you're well prepared doesn't mean that you are safe. They don't go hand in hand.
That's right. You can do everything perfectly up to this point, but if you're not careful after the storm hits, you can put yourself and your family at risk. But the good news is, with a few small steps, you can keep everyone safe.
First things first is food.
Yeah, I mean, everyone wonders, when the power goes out, what do I do about my refrigerator, my freezer? After 4 hours, you have to be careful about what's in your refrigerator. Anything that's perishable, leftovers, meats, get rid of it. Anything.
4 hours after the power goes out, you need to be careful.
That's the key time. When in doubt, throw it out. Your freezer, you get a little more time. If it's packed solid, you get 48 hours. If it's only half full, you get 24 hours. After that, you get rid of that as well.
How often are we allowed to go into the freezer to get food?
I mean, every time you peek in that freezer, you're cutting down. So I would keep the freezer closed. If you have a little ice chest, put ice in there, and the milk and things you need for daily use. That's the better way to go.
Okay, and then let's talk about something that gives people a sense of security, but you need to be careful about your generator.
Yeah, I mean, when I ran emergency preparedness for the CDC, this was what worried us the most. Every year, 500 people die from something called carbon monoxide poisoning. Carbon monoxide is put out by generators. It's odorless. It's colorless.
The silent killer.
Silent killer. If you use a generator in the house, you put everyone at risk. You want to use your generator at least 20 feet away from any doors, any windows. And if you have carbon monoxide detectors, make sure the battery in those is working. You want them anywhere people are sleeping. It's an avoidable risk. 15,000 people to the emergency room. These are preventable deaths and injuries.
All right, so key. And finally, don't forget to check on your neighbors, those who are homebound.
Yeah. You know, when you look at every disaster, the communities that do best are those that look after each other. You want to look at anyone who's vulnerable, anyone who's homebound, the elderly. You want to make sure that they have their food, they have their water, they have their medicines and everything they need. If you're checking in on everyone, then you're all going to ride this through and people are going to be safe.
All right, Dr. B, great tips. And hey, we've got 7 more tips that will help you get through Sandy. Go to goodmorningamerica.com on Yahoo.